Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Ra. If you're new here, I am a spiritual life coach. I am a mental health advocate. I am also a psychic and a doula. All right, so this is the message of hope for, of course, the new week coming in, but also just for 2025. And I really want to target my creatives. I really want to target the people who are trying to create and make something out of their life for themselves, to putting in the work, who have felt lost, who have felt hopeless, who have felt just confused and broken. It is time for you to get in your bag. This is the year that you fight back. This is a year where you begin the process of not feeling ashamed for needing help or overall just needing and wanting more out of life. Like, don't you think you deserve more? Yes. I'm going to tell you yes. Do not tell yourself no in this season of life. Tell yourself yes, right? It's time to stop being so much in your head, less thinking, more doing, right? Don't sit in your mind thinking that you can't have the life that you deserve just because there are some obstacles present, because you absolutely can. And honestly, it just takes some pivoting. It really takes making some uncomfortable decisions. It takes not limiting yourself, right? It takes you viewing yourself in a different perspective, a different life, because it's so much out here to experience in this world. And your perception of life is really only tied to the experiences that you already have in the bubble that you currently exist in, right? Like, how much traveling have you done? How many different people have you come across and met, right? So it's just like, just think about how the trajectory of your life has the possibility to change when you put yourself in different environments. Like, yes, it's going to be uncomfortable at first. You may not know what you're doing, but you will figure it out. And also, too, like, you truly have not tried everything. We have not tried everything that there is to try. You don't even know all of the ways that you can be successful. You just know, I would say, what you've been through. You know what you already have tried, but you also are aware of the limitations that are given to you too, because that exists in this world where people say like, "Oh, that's unrealistic. Oh, you're not going to be able to do that because this is this." Right? So the limitations exist, but the opportunities are still there, right? We just have to figure them out. We just have to get access to them, right? Sometimes you don't even realize that you have access to things because you're too busy thinking you don't have access to anything. And as I said before, this is less thinking, more doing. And something that I'm going to offer you guys is I'm going to give you a free, like, how to survive 2025 guide, right? And this is really something that gets you started in your journey to really, like, this is a journey. It's a process. Like, this is not an end goal. We're setting realistic expectations for the year. We're going to be working through our current circumstances, right? That way we can move ourselves into the life that we deserve, right? Now, the spring solstice is really where things will truly pick up, right? Because that's truly when our new year begins. The springtime, is when the sun is rising. It's revitalizing us, bringing more life into us. And with the sun in the springtime revitalizing us, it also brings life to the seeds that we have planted, right? And when you think of the seasons, like, the seasons really show a process of growth and evolution, right? Transformation. Because in this winter season, there's a death happens, right? So it's just like we go into 2025 in the winter, right, where there's a boom, death. And a death is a beginning in itself, right? So apply this to yourself, parts of your life that you have to let go, that are dying, right? It's time to move on from these things. So then we go through this process and then boom, spring comes, right? Where now all of the work and transformation that we've gone through, the grieving process that has happened, all of that, the planning that has taken place, all of this really gets us started on seeing a new vision in our lives. So I have two messages that I want you to marinate on for 2025 and just really take this into your 2025 and how you're going to continue to co-create and go forward in your life. So the first one says create life. Take some time today for creating in love. This is solely for your pleasure and happiness. How will you create today? So once again, apply this to your year. How will you create in this year? What will you create? What do you want to build? What are you trying to build currently? Beauty is formed under pressure, though it may not feel like it now. The struggles you are facing will produce growth and beauty if you let it shape you. And you see, the symbolism is the butterfly. And the butterfly goes through a very intense transformation. Caterpillar to a butterfly has to go through an entire shedding process, literally becomes an entire new being. Like, that's transformative as fuck. That's a whole metamorphosis, right? So once again, we set realistic expectations, but even just a mental transformation in this year is a metamorphosis. When we think differently, we move differently. And intentional thought creates even more intentional action, right? So just be mindful of this right here, because this is what you use to walk on your path. This is where your vision comes from. This is your ultimate decider in where you want to go in this year. And of course, emotions and all of that play a factor into it as well. Emotions, mind, all of that holistic, a very holistic process. So just listen, subscribe to my newsletter, all of that. I have so much for you guys that I am going to be giving y'all tips, tricks, advice, all of this stuff so we can heal, so we can grow, so we can elevate ourselves, right? So we can build community, all of these different things. So subscribe to my newsletter. I have consultations that are open for January. Book with me. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being open to receiving my messages. And I will see you next time.